future and celebrate all things Reams. Please join me now as we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. At Reams, we recite the Reams pledge on Mondays and Fridays, so we will share that with you now. Reams students, please join in.
Do you remember it?
I am a Reams Ram. I will respect others. I will always be responsible. I will make good choices. I will show self-control. I will make it a great day because I am a Reams Ram. Speaking of Reams Rams, please welcome our selected students who will perform Look to the Future and Onward for us.
Gather, my friends and neighbors, let's make a plan. The future of our world is here in our hands. We can fight all the evil, we can fight all the hate. If we do it together, it won't be too late. If we do it together, it won't be too late. Look to the future. What do you see? I see peace and plenty and harmony. When you look to the future, what do you see? I see peace and plenty and harmony. I see peace and plenty and harmony. Come on, my friends and neighbors, it's time to start. The world tomorrow must be born in our hearts. When we fight all the evil, when we fight all the hate, when we do it together, it won't be too late. When we do it together, it won't be too late. Look to the future. What do you see? I see peace and plenty and harmony. When you look to the future, what do you see? I see peace and plenty and harmony. I see peace and plenty and harmony. Listen, my friends and neighbors, hear what we say. Tomorrow's world is made of words of today. We will fight all the evil, we will fight all the hate. We will do it together, our world will be great. We will do it together, our world will be great. World will be great.
I was told 2 minutes or less. Well, it's interesting. In just about 2 years, we'll be celebrating a new Reams, which is exciting. And so this is a great opportunity at the 50th. So I really appreciate the opportunity to celebrate Reams' 50th anniversary. You know, I read one time where it said, life is too short not to celebrate and recognize the wonderful things in our history. And these wonderful things occur every day here at Reams. This school has been known for and has a great history of success, not only with the students, but with the community. Success is not an accident. It's hard work, it's perseverance, it's learning, it's knowing the people that walk in your building, it's making sacrifices, but most of all, it's making sure that we care and love the students that walk in this building. And I can tell you, visiting the school several times already, that I see unbelievable caring and learning going on every day that I walk in. I never announce when I'm coming, I'll tell you that. But when I walk in, I see some unbelievable things in the classroom and things to be proud of. There's a noticeable quote that says, the key of happiness is having dreams, but the key to success is making the dreams come true. And at Reams, I will testify that I have seen the staff promote to success to allow students to be creative, to dream big, and to find their successes every day. And every day, you see some wonderful things occur at this school. Aristotle said one time, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not a habit. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. And the habit here is making sure every child walks out of this school prepared for the next level. So the staff does a great job, the entire staff, just not the teachers, the support staff, the custodians, the cafeteria workers that greet the children, the bus drivers. So I'm very proud to be the superintendent of Chesterfield, but also to be here today with this time with you. And as we move forward, one of the key things to remember is that the great work's still going to continue. We talk about the next 2 years, the things that are going to happen by being in portables and dealing with that. And it's not where you are that makes great education. It's who is in front of you that makes a great education. And this staff's not going to change. They're going to do a great job, and we're going to keep the focus on the prize. And the prize is, in 2 years, we have a state-of-the-art building, which we're excited about being into. So I'm really excited about the next 2 years, because usually when these things happen, you see an unbelievable bonding occur with staff members that they go through a great experience with. And I always say, I never like to think about the past because it doesn't do you any good. I always like to think about what's ahead of us so we can get there and be successful. So in closing, as I do in every speech, so we get through the school year, and it's not far away, and I know your parents are excited about summer, or maybe not, they got them all summer. But may I leave you with this. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you, and may you find peace in Him. Thank you. Have a great day, and thanks for coming out. God bless you.
Good morning. My name is Diane Smith, and I represent Reams Elementary School as the Clover Hill District Rep to the school board. I'm really sorry that I can't be there with you today to celebrate this momentous occasion. And important family commitments call me away. I am grateful, though, to Mrs. Sykes for finding a way for me to be a part of this event. So here I am. This school building holds a lot of memories for so many people. Generations of families have been educated at Reams Road Elementary School, and each student has walked these halls has great stories to tell about wonderful relationships, as well as about outstanding teachers and staff. I'm sure it was fun to see the Reams students this week celebrate the various decades this school has been in existence. What a great teachable moment about the school and about the various eras. My favorite memory is when, as a principal, I came here to visit your principals and your teachers and took away some of the greatest ideas that helped me to be a better administrator. I'm excited about the future for Reams Elementary School. Closing this building after 50 years is kind of bittersweet. However, this building has given us the very best it has to offer. I can't wait to see the new school building open in 2021 with all the promise that it will hold and what the next 50 years has to offer us.
Dr. Fogelsong, our staff members, everyone for being here. So we're going to share a little bit about our history of Reams. We're going to go through it as quickly as we can, but it's important to reflect upon how the school started. So on March 15, 1967, the first school planning committee met, and the chair of the committee, Mr. J.L. Francis, was quoted as follows: "The committee believes that buildings of the future must be constructed so as to provide a wholesome and efficient tool for learning. The building must be completely flexible, and every teaching area must be readily accessible to each other. Flexibility must be more than just a descriptive phrase. The building must be so flexible as to accommodate any type of educational program or organization. From this report grew the first of the county's open plan, a wall-less elementary school. There were no walls between the classrooms. I shared with the students earlier this week that meant you could wave to a friend over here and you're over there, and they could see each other, but they were in the same room, but in different classes. Very interesting. So it opened in 1968 with Mr. John B. Edens III as the principal. It included non-graded student groupings, team teaching, and it was actually a physical fitness demonstration school. Miss Janet Lambert arrived in the second year, and I believe she was here, right, Miss Huffine? There's Miss Lambert right there. She was here in the second year. And she was sharing some of the history with us, so I'm not going to read the whole history she shared and that Ms. Huffine typed up for us. It's in our library if you'd like to add that, read the whole thing. But one of the largest classes at that time being 34 students in one time period. So a lot of students, thank goodness we do not have that happening anymore. And it was just an interesting time there. So the fitness was really important to Reams back then, and just like it is now. Ms. Lambert remembers teaching basketball to her students as the other teachers taught other sports, and then they organized a lobby for a full-time PE teacher for Reams. Great thing happening there. And Mr. Hoffman was the first PE teacher, and he was a sponsor of the safety patrols and had a road runners club. You're gonna see a theme of running throughout. So that was the early years of Reams, and then I'm gonna pass it off to Ms. Sadie to let her talk about the next bit.
Thank you. So now we're into the 1970s. So in the early 70s, the building was still an open plan, and having taught in an open plan, it is interesting, as Ms. Seitz said, I wasn't teaching at this time yet, but I did teach in a school that had it. And the teachers here had to separate their classrooms by pieces of furniture in their rooms. So like Ms. Seitz said, you could see and hear everything that was happening right next door. So, like she said, students were separate. They were grouped by colors. So, red group, blue group, instead of first grade and second grade. So, Mr. Leonard Rogers was the second principal at Reams and served for at least 3 years. He was followed by Mrs. Clarice Christian, and some of our yearbooks have disappeared over the years. Unfortunately, not many, only a couple of them. So, we don't exactly know some of the history in between 1973 and 1976. But Mr. Hicks came by this week to talk with Mrs. Seitz about his tenure here. He had some good memories of his time here. That's when the new wing opened. We call it the shoebox. Sixth grade left in 1980. They had a solid staff and a solid community, and like Mrs. Seitz said, you're going to see some things that resonate through the years. We still do have a very solid staff, and as you can see here today, look at all of our community members that are here. So Mr. Hicks was able to take some of the Reams community with him when he opened Providence Elementary, and during the years, Reams has had a safety patrol, an environmental club, and an athletic association.
Thank you, Ms. Sadie. Then we moved on to the 80s. And Ms. Ridgway joined Reams in 1983. Can't read my writing here. And her last year, she actually hired our current PE teacher, Mr. Hedrick. In 1987, he might not remember that, but that was the year he started with us. During the 80s, our students continued to enjoy field trips, reading, and more. There was a reporter club, library helpers, flag raisers, computer helpers, and Reams Roundup helpers. I'm really not sure what they did. Mr. Irvin Williams joined Reams in 1987, and he hired our current music teacher, Miss Rosen, in 1989. Wow. Our students enjoyed performances. They enjoyed performing them, attending them, dressing up for the holidays. They also enjoyed fitness and making dreams come true. That's even what the yearbook said. And a memory of Reams that was shared in 1987's yearbook, a student said, I remember the time I brought my cat to school. It was pet week. She ran all around the room. Ooh, I'm so glad we don't do that. And in 1987, a student, Tavis Maxwell, wrote, this was a little poem he had in there at the beginning of the yearbook. And I thought it was so fitting because it is a theme that's run through the school all these years. So in 87, Tavis Maxwell said, "Today's world and tomorrow's dreams greatly depend on the kids at Reams." It was interesting to look at the yearbook because there's a lot of rhyming going on in where the kids wrote. That was actually typed in it. It wasn't just his words. So that's a little bit about the 80s.
During the 1990s, and as you can see, Mrs. Rosen and Mr. Hetrick's pictures from the yearbook are up there. Reams went through a major renovation. In 1996, the gym was added, the office area was renovated, and the front entrance was renovated. Reams celebrated 30 years, and yearbooks continued to share favorite Reams memories and always included student artwork. The theme of helping others in a close community also continued. A 1992 favorite memory, when the newspaper came and took pictures of the school doing cooperative learning. Clubs and groups in the 90s added a jump rope club, a jogging club, and student council, as well as Reams Buddies, which continue today. In 1994, Reams celebrated the 25th anniversary with a giant inflatable cake. Today, ours looks a little different. Dr. Irving Driscoll served as the principal for 5 years in the 90s. Then Mrs. Mary Dunn joined Reams in 1999 and served as the principal for 12 years.
I think one of the things that's interesting about Reams is over the 50 years, there's only been 10 principals. Unless I missed somebody, which maybe was that 73 to 76 time, where I was missing the yearbooks, but on my looking through everything, 10 principals, which is amazing for a school that is that old. So then in the 2000s, where Ms. Dunn was the principal for a number of years, the school continued along the same path. Several of our current teachers joined the school within that time period. There were too many for me to list and put up. But if you joined in the 2000s, feel free to stand up and raise your hand and say, yes, that was me. I know some of you are here that joined in the 2000s. They did not want to stand up. We still continued with clubs, enjoyed and participated in the performances still going on, enjoyed dances. The pumpkin illumination was a really big thing during that time period, and the holiday shop. Yep. The current brick sign was installed, the one that's out front. Hopefully that will remain with us. And Reams was recognized as a Title I Distinguished School by the state. It had become a Title I school in 2001, and then that happened in 2007. A memory from 2006 was when my teacher, Miss Singleton, gave back a test and I got an A. It was the happiest day of my life. And in 2007, the theme Work Hard, Be Kind began. It appeared in the yearbook. And there was a pep rally in the bus loop to promote it. So it's interesting, those of you students who've been with us recently, we've had a whole school-wide assembly right in our bus loop, haven't we? So it happened even back then. So very cool there. So that's a little bit. I'm gonna let Miss Sadie say a few more words.
So after Mrs. Dunn, Reams only had 2 more principals, Mr. Courtney and now Mrs. Seitz. The theme of community, service to others, and hard work continues. Students have enjoyed returning to Reams to volunteer and share favorite memories. The Reams Athletic Association, although disbanded, Reams has kept students in sports. They now kind of go over to the Providence Athletic Association, which is still good. And they keep up with their sports and other extracurricular activities.
And then just sharing a little bit about what's happened recently with Reams. We are now a project-based learning school, and we still have a rug club. Yes, Hayden's like, what? Why did you put my picture in the sites? We have an SEA now, and we have safety patrols continuing. Reading remains important with our vocabulary parade and reading challenges. Fitness is still important too, but now besides PE, we have fun runs and the run club again. Teachers integrate physical activity and healthy habits into the curriculum. So we have a wellness integrator that supports that. And wouldn't it be cool if we could be designated a wellness demonstration school? I mean, we began as a physical fitness school, why not do that now? We have an annual vocabulary parade, as I was mentioning, where students create their own visual or costume for their chosen word. This builds community and language skills. And then our students still enjoy field trips, lunch, and recess. Our second graders wrote about their dreams for Reams. You can see some of them down the second grade hallway. And School in the Future, I want to share just a couple. One second grader wrote, "When you break your pencil, it sharpens itself." Wouldn't that be cool? And when you get to school, the doors automatically open. Oh, that's a great idea. Another second grader wrote, "To have new books in the library, to have different desks, to have new chairs, new rugs, and new notebooks." It's going to happen in 2 years, all going to be new, so that's great. Every day we see students growing academically, socially, and as a person. We address the whole child through service projects. That has been a big thing through Reams all along. We address, again, also through social behavior and learning. Our students leave us prepared for life, for middle school, and hopefully for life altogether. As we accept the challenge and move forward with our move into our next phase at Reams, our staff members and students will work to honor our manifesto and accept the challenge of our move while we await our new building. So we're going to look to the future now. All right, so now we're going to show the future, and Hayden, it's back to you. Let's welcome Hayden back.
Built and reopened here in the fall of 2021. Check out the vision of Reams and the future.
That looks really cool. Wow. Wow, yeah. That's beautiful.
So that gives you a quick idea of what it's going to look like. Our colors are going to be green, blue, and yellow. And that's a prototype. It's going to be designed just like the new Beulah, the new Enon, so it's going to be fabulous, so we're getting there. So in honor of our future, and because we dream big dreams, we're now going to enjoy a performance from one of our very own second graders. So can we recognize and welcome Ariana Dillon Thomas to our stage here.
Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me. Then I call my home. Through the dark and through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, darkness colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far